Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Åshild and today is the finale of the Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan for 2024. Now, after my last update, I was only going to work on my two remaining eyeshadow palettes that were in the project pan, as well as the gold Inglot eyeshadow that I didn't have any goals on, I just wanted to track. So I think we could start with that one. So all in all, I used this eyeshadow 38 times this year. And then if I add on the tracking number I had for this eyeshadow last year, which was 19 uses, I have 57 uses all in all during the time I was tracking it. And then I would add another, I don't know, maybe I used this 20, 30 times before that. I used it a lot of times, many times before I started tracking it, and I still haven't hit pan on it, which tells me this is gonna last me a long time. These Inglot eyeshadows are incredible. Their pigmentation is amazing, and it is just the perfect gold shade for me, I think. And I do wonder when I'm ever gonna hit pan on this, but I think it's great too that an eyeshadow can last for that long. I mainly use it on my lid, so I do use a bit of it every time I use it. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna just continue to track it for next year and see. Maybe next year will be the year I eventually hit pan on it. But that's the story of that eyeshadow. Then we have the Most Loved Mattes palette from Milani that I had remaining in my project. We have the Umber the Sun shade that I eventually reached my goal on. 20 uses was my goal on this one. I love this eyeshadow and I love this eyeshadow palette. It is just some beautiful mattes. So, still in love with this palette. And then we have the So Jaded palette with Colourpop and Kathleen Lights. I had a 20 usage goal on this diamond shade. This is what that one looks like. So I reached my goal on that one as well. I am having a blast with this palette. I love using it. I think it's great for the Christmas season as well as just any other time during the year. It's just, it brings me so much joy, so much fun doing my makeup. So really love that. And that's pretty much my update in this project pan, or Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. I did include 26 eyeshadows throughout the year and I reached my goal on all of them. I didn't have a big success on hitting pan on these eyeshadows, but I had mainly decided to have like usage goals on all of them. And really the only two shades I hit pan on was the Paradise shade from W7 My Atlantis. I hit pan after five uses, and then after 2 uses I hit pan on the Euphoria shade in my Pastels palette from my BeautyBay palette. So I'm happy with that. Hitting pan on these eyeshadows wasn't really my goal, so it's fine. But I would hope that I would hit pan on a few more shades for next year. I haven't decided yet what kind of eyeshadow project pan I'm gonna do. I'm leaning towards picking a palette and focus on that, but we'll see. And finally, I just have 2 eyeshadow looks I want to show you from this last period of time, but I also want to show you like my favorite eyeshadow looks throughout the year. I just have a few I want to show you that I want to bring over as inspiration for next year as well. But first up, these 2 eyeshadow looks or makeup looks that I did. This first one, I just focused on the Inglot Gold shade and I added some of the bronze eyeshadow from Inglot as well, which is this one right here. And I think it turned out really nice. I think it's like a perfect holiday makeup look. And then this next one was rather dramatic, but I still kind of liked it. I chose the Jade shade, which is this green shade in my So Jaded palette, to kind of be the main focus. And then I had this yellow shade as well. I did a little bit of an orange on top of that from another palette, which I don't remember the palette, but just like a matte orange. And then topped it with the diamond shade. And yeah, I really like that eyeshadow look. Now on to some of my favorites from this past year. I had one in February that I really enjoyed. It looks super simple. I actually mixed a lot of eyeshadows. I did Heatwave from BeautyBay, the peach shade in the Huda Beauty Nude palette. Oh my god. And then the Inglot Gold eyeshadow and an Inglot Red matte eyeshadow as well. And I really liked how that turned out. It just looks really simple, but brings out the blue in my eyes, and yeah, I love it. Now with this next one, I mixed a neutral base shade in the crease from BeautyAct, a beautiful rosy shade from Colourpop, the So Jaded palette, Hot Makeup, which is like a pearly light taupe metallic shade, and then some browns, matte browns from the Milani palette. Then on the 18th of May, I did this still really simple. I tend to go for really simple, like just not too much fuss around, not too dramatic eyeshadow looks this year that I tend to find the most beautiful. But I mixed some pastel shades from my pastels palette, and then I did the neutrals from the BeautyAct palette I have, the little quad, and then some more rosy pinky tones from the Huda Beauty Nude palette. So I'm assuming that the green eyeshadow was from the pastels palette, or yeah, I think so. This more like muted toned down pastel eyeshadow look I did later on this May. I mixed colors from the Colourpop So Jaded palette, the matte lavender shade from the Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then some more pastels eyeshadows from the pastels palette. The peach shade in there I used, or like orangey peach shade, I used on the lid. Then in June, I just did a pretty simple eyeshadow look with the greens I had in my Colourpop the Child palette. And then this, again, super simple, like cool toned eyeshadow look from September. I used the BH Cosmetics Smitten in Switzerland palette. I used that one, specifically the shade Bern, and I love this one. And finally, this eyeshadow look from November. I think I showed you this the last time. Really liked the results of this one using the Most Loved Mattes palette and the W7 palette. Some of the metallics in the W7 palette is just gorgeous. So I really liked how that turned out. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching and following along on my Pan Those Eyeshadows journey. Let me know if you have any suggestions on what kind of project pan I should do for next year. And yeah, I think this is going to be my last video for this year. So I hope you have a good holiday. I hope you have a great next few weeks, and I hope to see you next year. Bye!